Ow. Sharp fret ends? If you want to be shredding more than your hands when you play, then stay tuned, because we are going to get rid of these sharp frets, and I'm even going to give you a couple tips on how to prevent it. What's going on, strummers? We got a quick and very common one here in this video. Now really it's the cold temperature altogether which is drying out our guitars. It's taking the moisture out of the fingerboard, causing it to shrink. It also can cause cracks in the fingerboard. You can also see cracks form on the top of your acoustic guitar, as well as even the sides or the back. Now, in the case of fret ends, what's happening is the fingerboard itself is shrinking, and the frets being metal doesn't actually change shape. So it will expose the fret ends, which we will catch our fingers on and clothing and anything else that you're rubbing up against the neck. So the guitar that's going to be on the bench is this Ibanez 8-string, and the client just says that it's very unplayable due to the sharp fret ends. Now, you can actually even hear my fingers getting caught along the edges. So I'll show you a couple different tools and a couple different techniques, and we'll get this one sorted. So let's switch the view and get to work. And so the first thing I'm going to do is actually just take the tension off the two outside strings, whether you have 6 or 8 strings. We just need to be able to kind of pull this aside. We don't have to take all the strings off or do anything like that. And then I just got some Velcro ties. They work really well for this. We're just trying to get it away from the edges. And there you go. That's all the prep work we need. Now, if you wanted to do a little bit more protection and put some masking tape on the edges, you certainly can. If you wanted to cover up the top, it's definitely not going to be a terrible thing to do. I'm very comfortable doing this job, so I'm not going to do that, but this is definitely a nice thing is just to cover up the top if you were nervous about anything there. So just a couple options on the tools that we have. Here's a standard metal file that you may have lying around. The one thing you just want to make sure of is that it's a very fine grit. You don't want coarse teeth because that will do all sorts of damage. It doesn't take a lot to file these fret ends. The next thing that you can use, or another option, is the 3-sided file or triangle file. And it basically has 3 of the same grit ends, and then there's just a round point that goes, and that's just to allow us to get around corners and edging. So this is the fret dressing file, probably the most common tool for this job, if you don't have some of the bigger ones that I'll show you in just a sec. But this is a nice file because it's small, it's very easy to use. There's 2 edges to it, 2 filed edges, and then there's a flat edge on one side and a round edge on another side. Now, if you're gonna do this for each fret, this is just time consuming, but it's a really good way to practice. So you just kind of run it over the edge. I'm just running it flat. I'm supporting it underneath with my finger, and then I'm just kind of coming up and down gently to get that flush against the fingerboard. And then once you've done that, then we can round over the edges. So I will show that in a moment, but this, as you can imagine, is just a time-consuming tool. So if you didn't necessarily want to do that, you can kind of go to the next step. And this is a kind of dual-sided file. There's many companies that actually make something similar to this. And you have 90 degree on one edge and you have 35 degrees on the other. And really all that's implying is the flat surface to the file. There's a file sitting just in the center groove here, and there's 2 different angles. And the 90 degree, you would just run along the fingerboard, and it will get you flush against the edge, and then you just flip it over to give you that 35 degree taper, and now you're going to be adding that bevel on the edge of the frets, which is what we want to reproduce. The only downside to these tools, at least in my opinion, is that it's very easy to do damage to the top of the frets. So first off, you have to take the strings off because we don't want to be doing any string grooves in the frets. The next thing is that you would have to cover up the frets and the fingerboard as to not do any damage as you're running the surface. Whether this one's wood, the other common one is the white acrylic one. They can sometimes cause damage doing that. It's also incredibly easy for these to shatter. So as you're running it and you kind of skip and then the file comes up and now you're scraping across the frets, you've just created a ton of work for yourself. And what I really like to use is this fret leveling file. Now this is from Stumac, not sponsored, not endorsed. So this is the tool I'm gonna use. Let me just clear out these other tools just so we don't have any issues. All we're gonna do for dressing the file is to put our fingers underneath the fingerboard and I like to put the meat of that tool in my palm of my hand, and my fingers just naturally kind of fall onto the fingerboard. I'm going to then rest this file flat, flush up against the end of the fingerboard, and we're just going to run it back and forth. It doesn't take long for this to happen, and now the only thing that we want to do is just wait for the sound of the metal grinding to stop. You can also feel it. You just don't have any tension in your hand. When you first start pushing it, you'll actually feel just the teeth cutting. And then once it starts running along the fingerboard, it just becomes very slippery. So that's when you know that it's done. You should also be able to hear that difference. So let's give that a shot. You can always check your work. It needs just a little bit more. And there we go. So that's now flush to the end here, and now we can add that taper. And all we're going to do is when we take the file, we're just going to then run it in a little bit, because we're kind of just adding a bit of an angle off of the fingerboard. We don't want this to be a drastic change where there's this huge slope going down the frets, because then our strings are actually going to be falling off the fingerboard. Especially in this case when we have an extended range and we've got some pretty thick strings. This tuning already has a pretty sloppy string, so if we've got a really long taper, this string is just going to keep coming off the fingerboard, which of course we don't really want that. So now all I'm going to do is exactly the same thing, but rather than being flush on the fingerboard, I'm actually just going to bring it in a little bit and run the same cut. And now we're not really feeling any edges except for the burrs, and that's where the fret dressing file comes in, and that's our last thing to do. So now that we have the frets flush and we've also added this bevel to the edge, now we're going to actually address the corners. Now at this point, if you run your finger along it, it's much smoother, but we are feeling just the actually outside corners of every fret. So what we're going to use is our fret dressing file. We're going to put the flat edge down, not the curved. We'll use that in just a sec. And then we are going to just run it on the fingerboard and just kind of come in. And it literally just takes one or two little attacks. And we just want to knock those fret ends down. Then we will turn this over, and now we have the round end against the fingerboard. What we're actually going to do is roll it towards the center of the fret. We're going to do this on either side. So when I start pushing, I'm actually rolling this edge to the center. And again, it should only take a couple swipes. And there you go. This fret has now been done. So let's do this one here. So same thing, I go flat down and I'm going on an angle. I'm coming down, I just want to catch this corner. But one or two swipes will do it. And then I flip over, so now the round is against the fingerboard, and then I'm coming in and rolling that over. And there you go. So now I'm going to do this along with the rest of the frets, and we will be ready for cleaning this up. And for this job, I really like using these mesh pads. There's a couple different grits that they use. These are very well used, but they serve a great purpose. So I just start with 1800, and I'm just running it along the fingerboard. And again, I'm not really worrying about any sort of damage that we're causing, because this is a very fine grit. So we'll do the 1800, then we'll switch it up to a 2400, and then we'll go to a 3600. There are steps in between, but this is generally enough to get the job done. And then lastly, I like to use an 8000. And this just feels like glass on the end. There shouldn't be any tension at all. I just like to take a paintbrush, kind of grab the loose ends off the fingerboard. And that's it. Nice and smooth. There's nothing poking me. Now we can tune the strings back up, and this is ready to be played. And that's a wrap. So the guitar is all done. All in all, we're probably looking at about an hour's worth of work, maybe a little bit more. And of course, in more extreme cases, that could take a little bit longer. And it's a very repetitive job, and you may not even have to do all the frets all together. It's not common, but sometimes you only see a couple of frets that are actually sprouting out, in which you can take a file and do the same steps to that. So I just want to say thanks for watching. If you're watching this because you have the same issue on your guitar, let me know. And if you have any other suggestions for future repair videos, feel free to leave those down below. And I will catch you in the next one.